Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon you, and Allah mercy and blessings. Hello guys, with me again. Uh, let's know me. My name is Adinda from Chemistry at Islamic State University Maulana Malik Ibrahim Malang. So in this video, I will discuss about hazard chemicals, or commonly abbreviated as B3, and laboratory safety or safety laboratory. Okay guys, before we start anything, it would be nice if we pray first. Let's read Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, then don't have to wait any longer. Let's study together. Watch the video until the end, guys. Thank you. Okay, the first is about two main tools that can be used to identify hazardous chemical. Okay, in the first slide is two main first and second main tools that can be used to identify hazardous chemicals. The first is about safety data sheet, and the second is about chemical level. Safety data sheet, or we can know as a MSDS or SSDS, and the second is about chemical level. We can know in the chemical hazard about chemical level. And the next slide. Every chemical in the laboratory is required to have a technical document, commonly referred to as a safety data sheet, or commonly abbreviated as SDS, which is usually provided by the manufacturer, or it can be known officially as a material safety data sheet or MSDS. In internet, or you can find in a chemical laboratory, MSDS about chemical data sheet. And the next slide, the things that must be considered when going to do the practicum in the laboratory are: the one is know the safety data sheet or MSDS. This is so that we know about the nature, danger, and safety precautions of chemicals. And section 2 is know the location of the safety data sheet in the lab and review it before working. So the first is know the safety data sheet or FSDS. Before we go to laboratory, you need to take a practice in laboratory. We must know about safety data sheet. In the safety data sheet, we can know about the nature, danger, and safety precaution or chemicals. And the two is about know the location of the safety data sheet in the lab and review it before working. So before we working, we must know about location of safety data sheet in the lab and review it. And the section 3 is about review hazardous chemicals and classify and label hazardous chemical with the GHA system, or what we call the Global Harmonization System. GHA provides standard international format for safety data sheets. So we can know is about GHA system, or what we call the Global Harmonization System, before we work in the laboratory. And the next slide. STS should now be organized into uh, 16 sections. The first section is about identification content and understanding of the chemical name, discard, and manufacturer contact information. The section, uh, the section of name, discard, manufacturer contact information actually in the first paragraph or in the first slide about MSDF. And the section 2 is about hazardous identification or hazard identification. The section lists signal word, warning, and safety symbol. You can show in you can see in MSDS about signal word, warning, and safety symbol in the first paragraph of MSDS. And the section 3 is about ingredient list. So in the MSDS, next slide, or in the second paragraph, actually it's about ingredient. You can know the chemical value sheet about how to make in the ingredient. And the fourth section 4 is about first aid before contact what treatment is probably exposed to hazardous. So it will know is first aid before contact what we do know is exposed to hazardous material. To avoid hazardous material is in this section. Our section is about fire victim measure. So in this section is you may know about planet is in this section. Next section is rental reviews that contain instruction for paint containing and clean asphalts or inks. So in this section you can know is about clean asphalts or containing instruction for containing and clean up in this section. Okay. So in this slide, in next slide is about STS should now be organized, and section 7 is about handling and storage requirements. So you need know about that. You can open in STS handling and storage requirements. And the next section is about exposure controls and personal protection. This section describes USHA export limits and EPA recommendation. And the section 9 is about physical and chemical properties include appearance, odor, pH, flash point, solubility, and evaporativity. In this section is usually known in kimia, kimia or physics, chemical properties. And in the next section is about stability and reactivity. How to avoid dangerous reaction is about in this section. Actually, in the last paragraph from MSDS. And the next section is about toxicological information to find out about possible risks of exposure, symptoms, and long-term and short-term effects. Okay, next slide. Mm, Session next session about ecological consideration, uh, disposal, transportation, rules for other related information in the session that you can find the date of publication of the HDS along with the date of the last revision. Okay, in the last paragraph from MSDS, you can find about ecological consideration. How do we was water treatment or no no hazard in the ecological disposal, transportation rules, or hazard danger for other electric. Okay, next slide is about safety data sheet provide a wealth of information on how to use chemical safety in the laboratory, but can also be known in other ways, namely learning about chemicals and reading letters. So, before we go to the data sheets, we can see or watch about chemical and reading labels. Okay, next. The new TSH format requires every chemical in the laboratory to be labeled with the name of the product. Like there is a signal word, for example, the word is dangerous or attention. The presence of a statement example are physical, health, and environmental hazard. Okay, in the THS format, no FSTS or THS format requires every chemical in the laboratory to be labeled with the name of the product. Like, you can see the first is about hazard picture, signal word, hazard statement, precautionary statement, and the last about hazard ingredients. This set of statement is used to physical health and environmental hazard. If how do we know about that? Okay, next slide. Alertness techniques and pictogram picture of hazard symbols. The pictogram consists of symbols on a white background from in a red border. So pictogram, or we can know in a picture of signal word, signal hazard. Actually, the pic is about white background and from in a red border. Each pictogram represents a specific hazard, such as health, flammability, toxicity, compressed gas, protective steel and any material, unstable explosive, oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agents are chemicals that initiate combustion through the release of oxygen, then harmful to the environment, acute toxicity. If you want to know the picture about that, you can see in your screen for pictogram. The first pictogram is about unstable explosive, and the second pictogram is about toxicity, and the third about flammability, and the fourth about toxicity compressed, and the next about health, and the next about compressed gas. Next about oxidizing, unstable explosive, and protective material. Okay. First, ion instruction and supplier contact information. Okay. In the last slide, I don't feel like it's already to the end of the video. How was the video? Good or not? I hope you understand. Okay, guys. Maybe that's all I can say. If there is a word, I apologize profusely because I'm also still in the learning process, and If there's anything you can ask, you can contact me on my email or maybe on my Instagram in at Dwi Adinda underscore or in Dwi Adinda sh at gmail.com. Okay, we can exchange ide or learn together. That's fine. See you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.